Trading, we do that with Abigail Doolittle, of course, and you're really continuing to look at sort of this reflation, inflationary theme led by energy, some of the small caps, and how it all ties back into the bond market.
Indeed, Taylor, because when we have those flows coming out of bonds, they're going somewhere. Some are calling it the Tina trade. And we do certainly have stocks up over the last 2 weeks. Last week, the best week since November of 2022. And again, the S&P 500 this week up more than 1%. This as the VIX and the VIXN, those volatility indexes drop, all because of, it seems, maybe, that money coming out of bonds. Christian Fromhertz, CEO of Tribeca Trade Group, thanks so much for joining us as always. And the last time we talked, we saw early signs that maybe we're going to see some sort of move toward a risk-on frame of mind. And now there seems to be a little bit more solidification about. Talk to us about what you're seeing.
Yeah, and I thought that was a really good signal that we talked about a couple weeks ago, where we saw a nice bullish divergence between the VIX and the S&P, and now we're just seeing just more like, what we wanted to see from that was just further confirmation, price and trend, and what's going on with the indices. And then also we're seeing an expansion in breadth, which is what we like to see as far as confirmation that that there is some strength that's going on, and that it's not a weak rally, but we are seeing that in some things like the McClellan Summation Index.
Well, Taylor seems to have a crystal ball, knowing that one area that you really like for this rebound toward growth and risk on, although I guess it depends on how you look at energy, but small cap energy, what's really catching your eye in that group?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing option activity throughout 2022 in the space, but it seems to be much more concentrated in more of the speculative smaller cap names, and they're really starting to pick up, especially when you talk about drilling. There was a great article on the terminal today just emphasizing that there may be some alternatives, that Germany may be looking to get some of their supply from other places, maybe Canada, maybe a little bit in the U.S., and we're definitely seeing some of that on the tape.
That's really interesting. So it sounds as though it's not just a move into the stocks that will move super quickly, such as the move in some of the meme stocks we've seen more recently, but also a bit of a fundamental backdrop. Not to say that some of those meme stocks don't have the fundamental backdrop. Talk to us about your options trade on this small cap energy space.
Yes, be careful with the meme stocks. So one of the names that we are seeing some really interesting call activity is a name called CTRA. That's Coterra. It's a name out of Texas, and we're seeing specifically May and July call positioning there. And I like this. I think that a great way to express this trade is options. The July 30 calls for $2 because you do have some event risk, right? If there is some type of a positive resolution, you might be caught in a stock, but I think an option is a great way to play this theme.
Christian, you're saying the ticker CTRA reminds me very much of being on a trading desk. Great to have you, as always, on Options Insight. Have a great weekend. Taylor, back to you.
Thank you, as always, our very own Abigail Doolittle. Let's get a quick